we called again? I was about to say Deviant Drivers.
Black
That's right. Welcome, everybody, back to another podcast, an overdue podcast of
The
Black Flag
first,
Racing.
the first of its kind,
The first of its kind. How so? Lay it on
because
me.
this is the first one with Black Flag. The last one we did was with the other.
Oh, the aforementioned Deviant. But now we are a standalone league. We're still good buddies and everything over them, but we are now officially Black Flag Console League. We have myself, your host Larry, that everyone knows, he never shuts up. We got CM, our IT expert. Say hello, CM.
Hey, what's up?
And we got ourselves Mr. Deeds, who doesn't want to be here because he's watching a hockey game to the right. You can see he keeps looking to the right. It's not a nervous tick. It's just a hockey game check-in. So what's up, Deeds?
What's up? I'm sorry.
Alrighty.
It's the Canes.
So this is an exciting episode. I think everyone's kind of got an idea about what's going on, but officially, we've got a lot to talk about, don't we, fellas? A lot of things have happened this week.
Indeed, they have.
They have. So I guess I sort of came across this gentleman on Reddit, so I guess I'll tell the story. So one of my things I do that I'm not sure if it would legally be considered stalking or not, but I linger around ACC playgrounds where people talk on Reddit. And if I see anyone mention they're on a console, I just always do the whole, hey, if you're really looking for a cool place to fit in with cool people, and I hit them up. And I've hit a few up, and I've actually found two leagues so far. We have the one Short Bus, who now join us a lot for our ACC things, GT7 League, great people. And then I came across this guy, Hunter, who had a league a little bit bigger than ours, younger guy. My initial intent with him wasn't to try and remove him. Both of the leagues, my intent with them was to find leagues where we could both support each other. So we're not always doing 7 races a week and, like that. Just, offer our races, more races with, less effort from us, to give everyone what they want without us, because this is a big job. I think we all underestimated how much time this stuff takes. And I hit him up and he was sort of keen to talk. And then very quickly he was just like, hey, I like what you guys are doing. Should we talk about doing a merge? So that was kind of how this came to be. But we actually have him here with us. Should we get him in here? Let's see if we can get him in here. Because I forgot to actually tell him to jump in.
Should we reveal what we thought he looked like?
We'll do it with him, right? We'll do it as soon as he gets in. So we'll start with that. So let me see if I can get him back here. And so while we wait for him, so I'm in Florida. We had a tornado warning tonight. I've never seen one of those before. We had
a tornado that touched down close to where my wife is from. So
no shit. So we had one of those tonight. We had torrential rain and beautiful day. Not very interesting stuff to talk about, but just filler, really. So anyway, without further ado, here is Hunter, last name unknown, address unknown, drug dealer unknown. But here he is. Let's bring him on in and let's see what he looks like. He's muted. He's new to Zoom. So
there we go.
There he is. There we go. Are you on a camera or are you using a webcam?
I'm on a phone camera.
Turn that thing sideways so we can see more of your beautiful face. There it is.
What's up?
So, Hunter, as you know, we've got Deeds here, which is Timid on the screen, and CM, who you've been dealing with a lot with the IT stuff. We have a tradition in our podcast, and when we meet a new person that hasn't been with us before, we draw them before we know what they actually look like and hope that we know it. So, does anyone want to go first?
I would like to go first.
Right, so CM, tell us what you think he looks like. Oh, my God. Is that like Drake and George Michael had a baby? Is that...
God.
Dude.
What the
fuck? That's kind of hot, that photo.
You like that?
Not Hunter. That's like...
I sort of wish I looked like that. Shit.
I spent more than 1 minute doing it, so there's that.
1 minute.
Do you want to go next? Let's see. Deeds wins the award for I made no effort at all.
Fuck yeah! There you go.
Got the hair right.
You got a bit of a mullet there. You got an ape drape. Do you have a bit of a mullet there, Hunter?
Yeah, I do sort of. It's
is it a mullet or is it just long hair?
It's a mullet sort of.
Oh, it's a little bit of a mullet. You got to get rid of that length at the top, though. I have this mullet purely because it pisses my wife off and it makes me happy. And yesterday she asked if she'd cut it off for Mother's Day, and she wimped out. She let me keep the mullet. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Anyway,
mine loves when I got the mullet. What's
well,
up?
that's good. So as I've said, every time we've done this, I think this is basically like a photo. Maybe not the body, but I think I nailed this. I got the hat. You know, you've got sticky little arms, you know, because you're a welder. You don't work very
Oh,
hard. You just
dude.
like light stuff up. But yeah,
That's fucking perfect.
I think we did pretty well there. I think we did good. So welcome,
That's
Hunter.
gold.
So I was just telling the boys, you know, and everyone listening here that before you joined, sorry, how you got here was I was stalking people on Reddit, and I hit you up, and you know, initially we started off talking about having intra-club like races
Yeah.
and things like you know, potentially like sharing race calendars so you could have more races and we could have more races without everyone doing twice the work. And you had actually been let down by a business partner, or sorry, a Discord partner previously. So eventually you just kind of hit me up and said, you know what, screw it. Should we just like do this and merge them together? Tell us your side of that.
Yeah, so yeah, I started the league originally with another one of my buddies who played on a PlayStation, and we were just we'd run ACC, and we actually started as a F1 league about 2 years ago, and then we transitioned to ACC when we found out about the game, and then he decided to go on and be a loser and a cunt and move over to iRacing on the PC, and he left me, he stranded me to run the league by myself, and then it just kept growing. At first, it was only like 20 guys, and that was easy. It was easy to run, and then we just kept growing, and we ended up getting in like the 50s. And I was like, yeah, this becoming too much. Just the logistics of everything and stuff. I was like, fuck this. And then you ended up hitting me up. We had been talking, and yeah,
Yeah, man. 50, it's I don't know about like CM and Deeds, they could probably speak to this, but it's a lot of work. It's really a
it
lot of
is.
work. Yeah. Like
It is. Yep,
even
20
even
guys,
just
manageable.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's a lot of work.
yeah. You know, I think see him doing the background stuff, me sort of being, I guess I don't want to say the face, but like the mouth of the league, and then Deeds doing all the I don't know what Deeds does. Yeah, he's just here.
He's the
But
brain trust.
yeah, he's
I
the
do
brain
the
trust. Yeah.
artistic thing.
Yes, he just he updates his numbers and then only drives on Sundays. But
I'm gonna do more.
yeah, no, you got it. You're good. But sweet man. So sorry, I just got distracted by a text message about dinner. Hang on one second. Let me make sure I order that. So someone say something else.
Meatloaf.
What's for dinner?
ooh,
What's for dinner? Let me ask you. But yeah, so that's great. So you brought 20 people over that somehow was turned into like 700. And we've grown from what were we before? We need a name for this. Not Huntergate. I use Huntergate a lot, but what do we want to call it? Like,
You're like what, 69, 50 something?
The invasion.
I think we're in
Huh?
the invasion,
the invasion. Yeah, the invasion. You know,
the
I
immigration
The
crisis.
hunting
I
party?
the border crisis. Yeah, that's
The border crisis.
so when the border crisis started, he brought a few of us. It's like, you know what? We need a few people around here, a couple to like help out, you know, do some jobs that none of us want to do. Everything's going great. And all of a sudden it was just like everyone was here. Like bring your friends, bring your family, like bring your dad to work day. Everyone was here and it's still growing. And it's amazing. Like we've got all these people and they've all just turned up and it's been a really quiet. I've been very busy and so has everyone else. So it's been a really quiet week in the league. So I hope they're all about it. But it's very exciting the growth we're having. It's making us really consider like the amount of racing we have to do because pre you we had a race every other Saturday and Wednesday night fights. Yeah, that was it. But you know that was due to the growth phase. We were going to build it up a bit more at the end of the season, but now we really need to pick up our games there. But yeah, like what a shotgun to you know into just blowing up, you know, and having all these members and stuff now and new people. We've seen some really cool people come along and you know join us. It's been great.
Yeah, I don't know if I honestly expected that many of them to hop over as much as they did. Because when I'd thrown the link out to Black Flag Discord, there was only 61 in mine at the time. So, and it seems like at this point we've blown past 61 guys joining. So.
You did something else though. What was that? You posted it somewhere. What is that thing called?
Yeah, SimGrid. So simgrid.com, which a lot of guys, mainly console guys, will use to find like quick races. They implemented like a year ago, 2 years ago,
Oh, that's
leagues.
cool. Yeah.
And so yeah, I made us a league page on SimGrid, and when you join the league on SimGrid, it'll auto join your Discord to our Discord league.
Oh, is that why so many people are joining and they're not saying anything because they're joining it
Yeah.
I gotcha. That makes
Yep.
more sense. Yeah, we were going to do that a while back, but we wanted to grow a little bit more, but now we have no choice. We have to grow. I have a question before someone else speaks. Everyone else gets a turn. What happened to you in your childhood or something traumatic that made you choose an Xbox over a PlayStation? Like what happened there? Like, did your dad used to take the
Oh,
belt
man.
to you and stuff, and you were like, I don't deserve a good console. I'll just get an Xbox.
I'm an ice hockey goalie, so I took one too many pucks to the head, and I've just it's just brain dead now. So
Yeah.
that must be why.
I remember when I couldn't get my PlayStation due to the shortage, and all these Xboxes were available, and I still stood to my values and refused.
You just didn't know how to play the game.
There you go.
In all honesty, I had a PS4, and then it had gotten hacked or something. Somebody bought like the new Call of Duty or whatnot with my card, and then I hit up Sony and I was like, "Hey, this isn't me," and they basically told me, "Go fuck yourself. You bought the game." And then I was like, "Oh well, it's not me though." And then so we disputed it, and then Sony locked out my account, and then they told me I had to pay them $60 to get my account back, and I was like, "Oh, I'll do you one better. I'll go buy an Xbox," and I haven't looked back since.
All right, I can get behind that for sure.
That's
I
a pretty good-
absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's a
felt,
good
dude,
reason.
it was so stupid. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like they had the IP address coming out of like Oregon or something. I'm in Arizona. I'm like, it's obviously not me. And they're like, "Ah, well, we need our $60." I'm like, that sucks.
Corporate America.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the greatest things to ever not happen to us or happen to us that we didn't want. But well, sweet dude, welcome. Everybody has seen him around. He's been very active. So he is an admin. We've joined. We've all gone. We've made a daisy chain. That sounded gay. We've made a bit of a an instant connection there. And that sounded gay too. We all saw very quickly that we're all on the same path, and that we wanted to really make a man sample. No, that sounds gay too. No, we all realized our values were joined, and we just said, you know what, screw it. Let's just bring him on. Let's go for it and see what happens. We might be doing a podcast in a couple of weeks to go, yeah, he stole all the money that we didn't have, and he stole all the stuff. But because he is a hockey goalie and an Xbox owner, so he's basically like,
don't hate on goalies. They're the best position out.
I'm sorry,
Fuck
did I
yeah.
say? He's a goalie, which means they're brave, mentally unstable people.
Yeah,
Steal
exactly.
what's not there.
Yes.
You just can't steal what's not there. Just saying.
Oh my God, he stole the pennies from us. Yeah. Well, that's sweet, dude. Awesome. All right. So we'll start with our race.
I think
That we just did this.
chronologically. I think we should start
right.
chronologically to the race you and I both didn't go to.
Is that twitching you? Is that twitching that we're not going to do it in order? All right, Mr. Deeds. All right, Mr. Deeds, you get your way. So this has been long overdue. We all took a bit of a break. CM had to go somewhere for work. Deeds just couldn't be fucked. And I got sick. And Hunter didn't exist at the time. So we had, I would say, a very successful 20 drivers, 10 cars, first soiree into endurance. CM, you drove there. Talk to me.
I did. So, started out in the dark. Track's very cold, very slippery. We didn't have too much incidents, which was surprising.
And just before you go, those headlights seem to be very tunnel vision, right? They don't seem to spread very well when I practice there. They seem to light up a very small part of the track.
And it's kind of confusing when there's a car behind, like the shadows that it casts.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's not like a real Like I would say it's unrealistic, but like the shadows that the other cars cast, kind of, it doesn't really give you a
What?
sense of where that car is.
Right. And it probably messes with you too, while you're seeing all these shadows and that.
Yeah.
How long did it
Um,
last for? I was curious with the time multiplier. How long did the dark last for?
it it lasted for like almost an hour and a half, 2 hours almost.
Re- oh, really? That long?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, because
Wow.
like the twilight and the dusk, like it lasted a good long time, long time.
Wow.
And then when the track started to heat up, it was probably around midway.
hmm
Like we actually got some good grip. We got some pace. Uh, we had, I think me and Fish were both involved in like 3 accidents, and you can imagine the mountain section just hitting the wall a little bit,
hmm
or getting on the grass a little bit, going off. But I started to find some pace at the end of at the beginning of in the middle of the race, and we started making up some time, making up some positions, but we kind of fell off, kind of lost focus, started having some more accidents.
It's yeah. I don't know about you guys, but they're not like intrusive thoughts. But when I'm doing something for long enough, I even find towards the end of 1 hour races that I'm like 100-meter braking board. Let's go fuck 75. Like, you know what I mean? That's what the pros would do. And then it's like, skip forward 3 seconds. It's like, all right, I don't think the pros do that now that my car is bent and doesn't drive anymore. Um, but yeah, so where did you guys finish? You guys had a good finish, didn't you? You guys
No,
finished third? Oh, no.
We were last on the road.
Wow, that was not good. A not good intro there for me. Not a good
Top
second.
10.
Well, actually, no, wouldn't you have been ninth? Because didn't someone drop? Or did
Dog Eater dropped, so we were last on the road, but it was really mainly because of me. Honestly, that Porsche is just it's tough for me.
it's a motherfucker of a car. It's
It really
like
is.
I don't know. Like I drive it and I love it, and I want to drown it at the same time. Like I'm just like what is wrong with me? It's like it's
Yep.
so. I don't think there's a better car in the game to nail the grip and shoot through the corner. But it's just like a passive aggressive parent. It's just like nah,
Yeah,
nah,
like
that wasn't it.
if
It's like
I
that
was
was
in the
perfect.
Aston, I feel like I could bully that Aston through all the corners and push really aggressively and do all this stuff. But the Porsche, like I don't know. I've been learning MR cars, and it's a long learning process. But I think I'm finally getting there. Like some semblance of proficiency. But
Wow.
yeah, it's
Well, I
rough. It's
tried.
a rough road.
I will say that since you helped me out with it, I haven't mentioned this to anyone yet because I never bring things up. But I got a PC, and Steam, you were very helpful in getting me sorted on what I should have in that. And I started using that Trophy AI coach, which isn't that great, but it made me realize one crucial thing about the Porsche is you can't slam the brakes like you do on every other car. So, like, coming into Brands Hatch, there's that you go around everything, and there's sort of that intermediate straight that's the longest straight on the track, and then there's that big sweeping right corner. I kept losing it. And how that AI coach works is it says, like, brake 25% less or 25% harder or whatever. And I was coming in that corner, and I kept, like, shooting off the side, and it kept saying brake 40% less. And all of a sudden, I fucking nail it. And I'm like, oh, like I'm making the arse end too light with all that weight. And it was a game changer to realize that you have to like brake a lot smoother. You definitely can't drop the brakes, but it's
It teaches you trail braking like to a fine point with the Porsche. You
yeah.
have to be right on it.
If the Porsche was a girl, it would be that hot chick that has no social skills that makes you feel like a king 2 hours a week and then ruins your life for the rest of it. Like it's like that would be the Porsche in a nutshell,
It's
right?
my
Like
Dua Lipa. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I snorted. But yeah, so anything else? Any other massive accidents? And I mean, Victor, what a maniac. What an emotional man. I remember speaking to him and he said, Larry, I can't do it, can't do the race. And then I was like, okay, that's just Vic being Vic. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to do it, but I'm only going to do it by myself because I don't want to ruin anyone else's race. And I kept saying, Vic, I'll do it with you. I don't care. Like, I don't care if you like, I don't care about racing. I just want to have fun. And he's like, no, 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 I can't. He's like, I'm just going to drive for an hour. It'll be okay. And then, of course, you wake up and Vic wins by how long? Like it
A
was
lot.
pretty. It was like 3 laps
Multiple
or something.
laps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the most Vic thing ever. He's just like, have you ever seen that thing that meme about the fainting couch? It's the old lady who had that couch they faint on. That's
Yeah.
that was Vic leading into to Bathurst. He was just like, oh, oh, I can't. Oh, and then he just like casually fucking wins. Like, why not, eh? Good for him. I think Nate, we actually got the results here. Let me bring them up. And we'll have a look at that. Here's the chat. Let me bring this up. Let me share my screen. And we can all play Pretend Again to remember who everyone is. So you guys see that? So we have, in first came Vic. We had Nate, who actually got paired up with Don't Need Time, which I think was a fantastic pairing. They're both on the West Coast. Nate, fantastic driver, fantastic addition. We had him on the podcast original. Great to see Don't Need Time in there. Jay is
Yeah.
Don't Need Time. Fantastic driver. Really good to see him there.
The Papaya Rules team.
Papaya Rules. Is that what
Yeah,
they were
that
called?
was the team name. Yep.
What was do you know, Rye? Like what the deal was with that?
What's that?
Do you know the
McLaren.
deal?
I don't know. They
Drove a McLaren, which is
driving the McLaren. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough. Then we had Cam, who he was supposed to be with this really fast guy, Ethan, who had to pull out. Like he didn't even pull out officially. Actually, he just never showed up, motherfucker. No hard feelings. I'm not bitter about it. But as I said, I woke up absolutely sick, and Cam was like practicing in like a McLaren or something cheaty, like the BMW, some easy life on easy mode car, and he ended up driving with Chaotica, so he had to jump into the Porsche with no practice, which is like is really even worse.
It's scary. Yeah.
It's the better car. He was going to go in the 2018 GTR.
To come third is pretty amazing, and yeah, that's great. We had Matty G show up, Mr.
Gloves.
Mr. Glovis, Mr. I hate ACC, but he's been having an affair with us. Have you guys noticed that? He's like, I hate this game. I hate this game. Then no one's looking. He's like, yeah, I'll do the endurance race. Like, yeah, that sounds good. And he was paired up with Preston. They had a great show in here, and the Mustang as well. You know, good looking lap time there, a low 204. I mean, that's a really good race pace there. Then we had Priest, who paired up with Sean. I don't know why. I didn't hear anything from them. I never saw them together. I never heard them on comms. But that combination is hilarious to me.
I love. So there's this one moment that I'd like to mention right quick.
Go ahead.
Vic, who's like maybe a pack of 4 cars. Myself, I think it's Glovis, but it was one of the Fords. I know that for sure. Myself, Glovis, and then Kay Morris is ahead of all of us. And Vic is just charging through the field because he has, saved his gas, saved his tires so well. Doesn't have to do pit stops because he's by himself. Anyway, he's charging through the field. And I yield because I'm like last. I was like, all right, he can go by. But Kay Morris stuck to his guns and made Vic work for it. And he was like flashing his lights and everything. Vic was very perturbed.
Vic getting upset at someone for being a Malacca? Shut the front door.
But I love the guts that Kay Morris had.
Oh, every time. Him and Cam getting on the track, he's just like Kay Morris's ability to argue something in so few words is amazing. Cam will be like, "You're blocking me. You're in my way," and Kay Morris will be like, "No, I'm not," and he means it. Like it's just like it's fucking hilarious. Then we had the Frenchie and the fake Frenchie. We had Bonget and Koma Kopa. Actually, I got to tell you this story. So as I said, I had this migraine. I was dead, but I couldn't even I had to shut the hurricane shutters to make the room dark. My eyes were hurting, but I really wanted to check in a little bit and see. And I checked in. It was still dark, maybe at the end of the first hour. And Koma Kopa, he disagrees with me, but my God, it was Jay. Don't Need Time was coming in. You know the end of Conrad Strait. Then there's that kink, and then there's the left. He goes in, dive bombs, hits Don't Need Time, and over his comms, which were on his YouTube stream, he goes, "That wasn't my fault, was it?" And Bonget, the nicest guy ever, was just like, "No, I don't think so." And I'm sitting there dying, and I'm like, fucking hell, Coma. No. It was so funny the way he just did it. And he was like, it wasn't my fault, was it? It was just the most French thing ever. But, and then we have Rico and Mojo, which they're from the short bus league. They're very, very fast drivers. It looks like it fell apart from them. I think they had.
I feel like they
second
would have done a lot better if they just stayed out of the wall. They had a lot of damage later on into the race and had to come back for damage.
Rico is unbelievably fast. And he's like me. He's fast or he's crashing. And Mojo is just so fucking German. Like, he's just, like, unfazed, easygoing, like, and also just very fast and aggressive. It's great to see. We spoke about you guys, and then Dog Eater had some random. Who was Dog Eater with? Do we remember? You got that there, Deeds?
Yeah, he was with TJ.
Who the fuck is TJ? We keep talking about this guy. Who is he?
Jam. I would assume somebody from his group because they're short bus.
Okay. No, he's not. Dog Eater's not short bus. He's
okay.
No.
I don't know.
And I'm not gonna keep calling him Dog Eater. That's either like his name's Noah. All right, Noah, and like he had a pretty fast time there. Not as fast as anything I did, but still pretty fast. Great lap times. I mean, that's good race pace. I mean, everyone. I think, what did I set? I think I did a 2-minute 0.9 in qualifying. Very fast lap, unbelievably fast lap. Like, it was a once in a series lap for me. It really came together. And I beat Mojo by 0.03 of a second, or no, 0.3, whatever the fuck it was.
Here, let me pull up the results real quick.
From qualifying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I beat him by nothing. And then Rico was just behind us.
All right, let's see here. Larry set the fastest lap with a 201.902.
Not 201.
And the gap behind to Mojo was 0.03 of a second.
Isn't that crazy? And then Rico wasn't far behind either, like 0.3 or something, like
0.4.
0.4. But like everyone kept getting up in arms about how fast that was, and it's like, look, you're probably not going to do that in the race. Don't worry about it, And looking at these numbers here, I mean, we've got the winner fastest lap was a 205.1, 204.5, 205.3, like fifth place fastest lap was a 207, and they beat half the field. Like, that's really impressive. People need to understand
on the road.
The big difference between race pace and all that sort of stuff. All right, so that was Bathurst. Now, what was next? Paul Ricard.
Our first endurance race of the season.
Paul Ricard. So CM, you missed that one.
But just to recap real quick, CM, it's not Paul Ricard. It was the how many times can people get track limit warnings?
Why are you saying people? Just say my name.
You weren't the only one.
No one got a drive-through except for me, I don't think. Did they?
There was plenty. You and I don't remember who it was.
I don't think anyone got more than one though. I got 5.3. I was one away from getting 6 drive-through penalties, and I still fucking finished 5th. What were the rest of you doing? That's what I want to know. I still finished 5th.
I think King got just as many as you did.
I don't know if that's true. He
got 4 or 5.
Oh my fucking God. So at the end, him and I were racing our dicks off because I got another stop and go, and I got a move done on him. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I'll let him call that. You know what I mean? I'll let him call if that was too rough. Like, if no one got punted off track or anything, but I felt it could be a bit bargy. And he said, nah, man, just tough race and keep going. And I thought about it. We were really close to the end of the race, like 4 turns from the race. And I was like, so I got on the straight and I hit the brakes to let him pass. I was like, fuck it. Like, I don't really like that pass. So I'm just going to give it back. It wasn't the fucking last lap. There was one more lap. So my dumb ass stops on the straight. I could have fucking raced him for the rest of the race and got him again. But then I was like, see ya. Oh my God. It was so retarded. But yeah, what did you think, Deeds? What did you think of that?
I like Paul Ricard. It's a very boring track for a lot of people, but it's flat. There are not that many chicanes. I don't know. I just started doing great. I felt like I was starting to learn the car a lot better. 3 hours with it does it. I got my silver rating. So
nice.
It was great. I came in. Hold on,
bring out the results for that one too.
The crazy thing that I'm experiencing is like we have all these new people, and somehow I am still staying in the same range. You know what I mean? Like I'm still finishing seventh, sixth, eighth. So like I'm posting in the chat for you.
Well, you're very consistent. That's one thing that and that like people don't realize that stuff beats, um, that beats everything. Which one is this? Is this?
Let me
Oh, there
pull
we
it.
go. Oh no,
And
that's the most recent
there you
race I
go.
see there. Oh, you put
So
up
we got
first?
GT3 up first, and then GT4 is on the next level.
Okay,
Uh,
so looking at these here, we had a poor show out for GT4. That's right, but Paul Ricard is a tricky track
uh-huh.
because it invites you to cut the shit out of corners and then punishes you for it, as I found out and never learned from. Um, I still to this day don't know how to do turn one and two. Like it's just I feel like the track. I feel like it's like diving.
Yeah.
Instead of actual track limits, I feel like every time you go through it, there's like four people with like numbers who are like, yeah, that'll do. Like they just make it up. Because like there were times when I was like dead set in the middle of the track and it was like cut detected. You motherfucker. But hang on. Oh, I finished sixth. That's right. Yeah,
Yes.
because I gave it up to Cockney. But anyway, no, great race. You know, Dog Eater had bailed on um he bailed on Bathurst. He had also been very vocal about how fast my lap time was and where he needed to improve. So I don't know what it was. I just never thought much about him. But that boy got some fucking pace. He's like very, very fast. And that back straight with that Mustang didn't help either. Like that Mustang is I read online somewhere it's currently overpowered. Like it's unfairly overpowered. Like that's what
It's
I've
the
heard.
fastest car in the game currently on straights. Yes.
Does it turn though? Like, is that the thing? Does it
It
believe in
it
turning?
it's sort of a boat, honestly. But watching Noah whipping around, he doesn't act like it is. But it's
It's
one of the
very.
heavier cars for sure.
I think he's like 20 years old, so they were like born with fucking controllers in their hand. It blows my mind. Like it's like even us older guys that were born with controllers in their hands, these are not the same controllers. They were just a D pad and two buttons. It's not the same shit. Um, but really, really fast driver. Like very, very good driver. Like great job.
Yep.
Um, so that was a fun race. We had Webbo turned up. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, and he did great until he hit the pits for the first time and didn't have something set up right.
Didn't have it mapped, and then he
This is this is why we stress the importance to newcomers to the series. Make sure you have your stuff mapped before the race because he's lost 14 laps trying to get it fixed.
yeah, he didn't do well, but he still beat two people. I mean, Cam, in fairness, had to step out for 20 laps to go speak to the engineer about his pool,
And
and
he also finished.
and he finished, yeah. And he also has been talking about how addicted he is now because he had so much fun in that endurance race. So,
Oh, he was setting up his VR for ACC. I don't know if you've seen it.
yeah, I've seen that. You just basically exploit the field of view to make it look like VR, which I don't know, doesn't sit that well with me. But yeah, great race, man. I mean, who's up there? Coma, absolutely fantastic showing.
Oh,
Mojo, like fantastic driver, really cool dude. Noah, I keep giving him shit, but fucking fast.
mhm.
Nate, um, fucking little prick.
No.
Cam's son, he's so fast. He like, I keep saying this story though, but like we get all these young guys and I bring them in, I nurture them. I'm like, okay, come on. It's this game. You use the steering wheel. I sort of like talk to them and they get on the track and they're so fucking fast. I'm like, get out. Like that wasn't,
We'll just
this was
start a
supposed to,
senior league.
yeah, we're just starting an old man's league and, you fucking little pricks. But, in GT4, Chaotic are getting the win.
Yeah.
Um,
But
great
Preston
for
getting
him.
his fifth fastest lap in a row.
Fifth fastest lap in a row. And look, we'll talk more about Preston in the next one because he's doing his thing. But my goodness, he is a different driver in this game than GT7, as we've said many times. Back Sean doing a great job. Sean with the stories throughout the whole race. Just I
Yeah.
swear to God, every story was like, oh man, I just spun off the track slightly. Oh yeah, I was dating a girl once who spun once, and she threw up in a bag, and then we threw it on a cat, and the neighbor wasn't happy. Like just like, the whole time, he's just telling these stories. They were great. They were fucking hilarious. But yeah, well done there. And then let's catch up on the most recent race, which we'll kick off with Hunter. You're going to tell us about your race. What did you? How was that for you? Bring up those results, Deeds.
Pulling up.
Well, that was a rough one for me. Yeah, pit stop management was not good there. Overloaded on fuel. Fun time.
Overloaded on fuel. How were your? We don't even need to ask. Let's look at the lap times here.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so what do we got here? So how was your race?
Silverstone is also not not my track. I despise that one.
It
So I'm
seems
just
to be the opposite of Paul Ricard, where you can cut as many corners as you want.
Yeah, I don't do it enough is my problem.
yeah. That's a there's some good lap times there. That was some pretty good, except for you,
Yeah,
Hunter. No,
that's a fucking rough one.
you were. I mean, I really was struggling there until I put in some time and did some research on that because I was struggling there. I kind of hated that track, but by the end, I enjoyed it. But I
I
would
could
say
have, yeah,
that's
could have done
looking
some
at
more setup
look
research. That would have helped me.
looking at the spreads here of lap times across both divisions. And I don't mean this to be a dick, but like even if you just take your 204 out, like that's a really tight race. I mean, Noah was on
It is.
fire again. He did real good. My So your race was just driving around and just wanting it to be over. Was that?
Oh yeah, I was miserable. I was trying to stay out of everybody else's way.
We had a couple of little moments where you were like kind of close until you weren't anymore. But you were doing good. But I think you were struggling with consistency, is what I saw.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was my setup needed more tune and I should have played with it more, but oh well.
I I actually had I actually had some really good pace there. Me and Noah were we were away. We were gone. Like the front two of us, Mr. Fish and who was he battling with? He was battling with Mojo behind us, and then I lost the back of the Porsche and spun,
Mm.
which caught
Yeah.
him up. I think no, he got around me, and so did Mojo. And then he came around the corner while I was catching up, and he lost the car too. Complete accident, no big deal. And I had that 1 second choice to like go left because he was all the way to the right of the track, losing it this way. And I was just like, is he going to snap back hard enough? Can I get by? And I just got collected by him. And then my car was damaged. I couldn't really control it. So I just went in and hit Mojo. And
Oh fuck.
it got me, I think about 45 seconds of damage. Um, but I'm really proud of it because, oh, not proud. This part wasn't. The pit window was 40 seconds away. So I was like, all right, I'll just kill that stone. It was earlier than I wanted to pit. So like I didn't want to do 40 minutes on the set of tires, but too bad. Um, but then I got the 45 seconds of damage on top of that. And I think I finished within 25 seconds of Fish when he won. So I was like really proud of that, like that I was able to do that. I had
Fuck
a
yeah.
good race there. Um, and
I
then
think this
I
is
think
the first time a lot of us didn't get lapped.
I think so. No one did except for
I mean, I
this is
think I got
this is
lapped
awkward.
and then below.
Yes. No, you didn't because they're all on 29 laps. That's the lap counter there.
Oh
The only
yeah.
one who seemed to have got lapped is we don't need to talk about him. But but looks like Hunter got lapped, but
Yeah.
twice. But
What happened to Priest? He only ran
he got
He
22.
disconnected.
he
Oh,
always
that's right. He
disconnects.
was
Yeah.
the
Got-
he was the mid disconnect.
yeah.
But again, dog eater would have won this race. I'm pretty sure. And this is not to take anything away from Fish. Like racing just works out that way. But had he not got his drive-through penalty, I think he even got a stop and go. I don't even think it was a drive-through. So a full 30-second stop again. I think he finished within 10 seconds of Fish as well. So, and listen,
Damn.
like if your mother had wheels, she'd be a bike, type thing. But if he hadn't got that stop and go, theoretically, he would have probably dominated. And the way he was driving that day, like, suggests that he would have as well. So fantastic job by him again. And this guy, number 4, Looper Jojo, his name's James. He's a military kid from was he from the Carolinas, I think. Another Reddit stalker brought in. Fantastic dude. Um, F1 driver normally, so that's why he did so well here, I think. But great first effort in ACC. Barely driven the game, as far as I know. Barely driven GT cars, which is a completely different animal to go from full force, full downforce cars to, to cars that have like aero wash and, downforce wash and stuff like that. It's a completely different driving experience. So fantastic job. Why is TMX highlighted? What does that mean?
Classified him as
Let me
Cup.
walk you through that.
Okay.
He initially joined in a Cup car,
Oh,
left, rejoined, and my program isn't set up to classify Cup cars, so he gets grayed out.
But
there
we
you go.
counted the points correctly.
Huh?
I counted the points correctly, so it's no issue.
There you go.
Yep.
But he was a good driver as well, man. And I will say, I think this race was the epitome of what we've tried to do. My number one role when I agreed to do this with Deeds and all those was, I don't care what it is, we cannot have fighting and carrying on and all that sort of stuff. I will say, from my experience, this race was the epitome of what we've been striving for. There were incidences. You could hear everyone being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man," and everyone's like, "Don't worry about it, Sam. I heard you a few times. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep going." And it's just fun when it's like that,
It was
People not.
definitely like this is the first race I actually felt the car. Like I was able to toss that thing into corners better than I've ever been able to. Like I don't know. With that time, I hit that score, and then K Morris from the back goes 202. What the hell? Because he had beat my lap. So
I have to say, this race is the first race that I've actually had the like brain capacity to think about other things other than just get to the next corner kind of thing.
What sort of things?
Like pit strategy. I can sit back and I can look at the track map and see where everyone's at. See if hey, if I pit right now, will I come out in clear air? Stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I felt really comfortable driving the car this race for some reason.
Yeah, I think because you were away from work, maybe I'm just like projecting my own shit here, but I feel like I did so well in this race, like the way I felt like I drove at least, was because I was removed a little. And every practice I did was time that was precious. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed everything. And then I got into the race and I came in like, I've barely practiced this track. What happens, happens. And there's just something to be said for being relaxed when you drive. It's the number one driving thing a driving coach will teach you is relax. Stop death gripping the wheel, like all that. So it definitely said something to me, at least in the race.
The thing I always say whenever I get frustrated is, dude, you're just racing your own race. Like, it doesn't matter who else is on the track. Just focus on you getting better.
Sweet.
So.
All right, kill that graphic, will you, Deeds? That's cool. Sweet. All righty, so that brings us up to speed. We have how many rounds left? Oh, let's bring up the points. Let's bring up the points.
Three rounds. Put up real quick.
Two regulars, one endurance.
Can you see that? There it is. Yep. Man, drop races are helping a lot of people maintain their lead. Because Nate missed the race, yet he's still number one with 125. And Fish right behind him is 120. This is a lot closer than I expected. Vic is third now and will continue to drop because he won't finish the season, but he had a strong start. And then, of course, the new guys, Mojo, fourth, Rico's, I don't have the numbers on here, but like they're moving up. It's like they don't have a small amount of points, so they're doing great.
I mean, there's with the endurance double points race. So Hunter, you may not know this yet. When we do the 3-hour races, we double the points.
Okay.
So you get double points for a win, double points for second, double points all the way through. So
the exception of your fastest lap and pole, those stay at one.
Yes. I mean, shit, all the way down to like me and Noah here could probably still take this. You know what I mean? If things work out a certain way, like it's pretty wide open there. Preston, Chaotica, and CM, unfortunately, because you dropped. I mean, you missing that endurance race basically cost you your season as far as points go because of the double. But I mean,
fighting for third.
It's still for third though. But it's not all she wrote. I'll tell you that much.
No. The problem is I'm going to miss Spa as well due to the military. So,
Be tempted to put that race back just so you can have that one.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
Alton Park next. I mean, I guess I've been practicing the right track. I just did Brands Hatch today for
I
shits and
thought it was
giggles. So
Elkhorn Park as well, but I guess I'll double check.
I swore it was Alton Park, but
I'm looking.
um, yeah, check it out. But how do you feel about those tracks, Hunter? Brands Hatch and Alton Park and Spa. I mean, Spa. Everyone fucking loves Spa. It kills me. But what about Brands Hatch and Alton Park?
Brands Hatch is actually one of my favorites. I like that one. Alton
I
Park,
love.
it's all right. It's just another track for me. No hating it, no loving it. So, and then
What?
Spa. I mean, Spa's a Spa. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Spa. I don't know. I don't get all the excitement about it, but everyone seems to love it, so I'll shut my tits.
And then
But
hopefully we actually get the 24-hour cycle correct because people want to race at night.
at Spa, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that. I love a good night race. All you blind motherfuckers that keep saying it's too hard to see, it makes me
I just want someone to hit the wall so their lights can twitch.
sleep.
It'll probably
All
be
right,
me.
all right. Let's drop that graphic too there. All right, so that's the season caught up. So we have those races left. We have a 6 hour enduro coming up, which is going to be at Indianapolis, assuming your schedule doesn't change, Deeds, because that's your track. If it does change, it's going to be Suzuka, which is CM's choice, and we'll do Indianapolis at a later date. So that's going to be a team race. Um, there again, that'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to either of those tracks. It'll be really good. Somewhere early July, we're probably thinking the July 4th weekend, but we do have to do a poll because a lot of people might be away. We don't want to lose half the field, but I think most of us who sim race are kind of like fundamentally losers that don't go away. So we
Bunch
probably
of
be okay.
homebodies. Yeah, sit at home.
That's a much nicer way to say it. Yeah, but
I mean, nothing's more American than racing a 6-hour race at Indianapolis in a Mustang
Yeah, there we go.
exactly. So
because
that
that's what
there
I'm driving.
now. Now let's talk about the future without talking about the future too much. People will notice that Hunter has been really good about putting out a weekly update and all that stuff. We are now filling the schedule out with Hunter's old races. We are going to have his race series be on the alternating Saturdays that our series are not on until the end of the season. And then everything's getting revamped after that. We're doing a whole new structure and everything. But to give Hunter's guys somewhere to race, give y'all somewhere else to race, now you can race on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. in Hunter's little thing, which is going to repeat the same tracks that it's going to be on his following Saturday weekend. Give you practice, get you up to speed to help the new guys who are a little bit nervous. We get a lot of guys that say they're worried about ruining other people's races. Don't worry, just ruin other people's races. You eventually stop. But but then we have I mean shit, we're only 6 weeks out now. Or is that 8 weeks? What's the math on that? 3 rounds would be 8 weeks. Is that right? Whatever the fuck it is, doesn't matter. But
Doesn't
we
matter.
have that long left, but in between, is it Brands Hatch and yeah, in between the next rounds, in between Brands Hatch and Alton Park, we're going to reveal what the next season and that structure is going to be. Whether we have teams, whether we don't have teams, how many divisions, who will be in them, how many extra races, some ancillary stuff. Is that a word? Did I just make that up?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Is auxiliary the same as ancillary? Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. But we have those things coming up, some ideas that'll make it really fun. We want to keep structuring it. We do like the idea of keeping our premier race because for me personally, coming from another league that did this, like working my way up to the top league was always like it just inspired so much more effort and it's so much better than just mindlessly racing for the sake of it, to have something to work towards. Like I want to be in the Sunday race, whatever, Saturday race and have that. What do you boys think? You excited for the future? You excited for what's to come?
Oh yeah, I'm excited to integrate both of our calendars to having almost an unprecedented amount of races per week. I mean, right now we're looking at Tuesday through Friday and then a Saturday race, and then you're basically off Sunday, Monday, and then we start a whole new week.
Yes. And that's great. And And all of our week races right now, our weekday races, are basically drop in, drop out. Is that correct, Hunter? Like the
Yeah,
main races that
completely
count
for
points are
fun.
Saturdays. Yeah.
Yep.
And Hunter and I were talking about an idea of that might work out well. I didn't even tell you boys yet. We might as well just lay it on them. We're talking about Friday night fights. Hunter has checked and see him. He was going to get with you to figure this out.
I did. Yeah. See him
You did?
confirmed it.
So
Yep.
CM knows that we can do our own Friday night fights and actually make horrific carnage. Like actually like turn our safety ratings off and just turn into full prison rules like what we used to do on beer carts. We're still going to be earlier so everyone can still join beer carts, but the idea of being able to inflict enough damage, the idea that I could take CM out and he could get enough damage to keep driving, but I have to pit and all that sort of like I think it'll be fun to let your hair down a bit. Um, I'd like to have some driver academy stuff for the new guys. That I definitely see a common theme with like I'd say at least a quarter of the racers being nervous to get on the track.
Yeah.
So great opportunity for those guys to get on the track and all these like we can't stress this enough.
To use
Sorry?
the TCX cars.
Oh, the no TCS cars?
No, I'm saying like that might be a perfect time. The the Black Flag Academy. Sorry,
Jeez, you're on a roll with words right there.
uses the BMW M2 TCX car.
No, there you
I've
go.
driven it around a bit. It's not that bad of a car. It's pretty well balanced.
Yeah, BMW is pretty stable itself.
Yeah, it is if you just, want to stay home and watch Netflix. But if you want to go out and fuck the prom queen, as Sean Connery said in
For
The
the
Rock,
Academy,
you need
not
yourself
for an
a
actual race.
Porsche. Oh no. But we I'd be looking for I like to do that. We're looking for we'd like to crowdsource some information as well, like, with the resources. Like I used to do a lot of technical videos. I don't have as much time as I used to. But like, we've got fast people in our league. If people want to contribute, like, we opened up ACC laps. That's where everyone can just share a lap they're proud of. But what we'd like to do is get people who are really good at shit to actually make lap guides if they have the time and the desire. That stuff would be great. I'd be willing to take that on before each round. I mean, I just did Bathurst. Oh, sorry, not Bathurst. Brands Hatch, not realizing it was this week. So I could do some commentary over that to help out. But yeah, we're just really looking forward to grow this thing now that we all have, we have so many admins here now that are down and willing. I think we can make this thing crazy, and maybe we can figure out a way to get a public server going too as a recruiting tool as well. CMO, I've spoken about that in the past, but in
Let's
my head,
also
all roads lead to a pack of dickheads just turning up and ruining it. But we'll see if we can make it work.
let's
But
also think
that,
about the potential for a Nürburgring 24-hour race.
that would be
Yeah,
the most
That
exciting.
would be the goal.
I
With
would like.
as many drivers as we have, we could pull it off now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
teams
Oh
of
yeah,
four.
teams of
exactly. Teams of
yeah.
four.
I wish they had Daytona, the 20. I know it's not the most fun, but like to do it doesn't even have Le Mans this game either, does it?
No, but it
No,
has
it does
Watkins
not.
Glen, and Indy, which are both endurance tracks.
Yep.
It would be fun to do those endurances like they do in iRacing. They do the Raw in iRacing and all that stuff. Like that would be really cool. But I mean, I think that's about it, man. I think we've covered every. Oh no, we got to give. I mean, I don't know. Is it too early to give Hunter the scenario?
No, no, bring him in.
We'll just change the names. All right, Hunter. Would you rather go on a date with CM and you have to hold his hand and like you don't have to like make out with him or nothing, but everyone will see it. The most public
And you're
place
paying.
in your town. Sorry?
I'd say
And
he's
what?
paying.
And you're paying. Your mother
Oh,
knows, your father knows, everyone, your father-in-law drives past, see you guys holding hands,
what the
CM's going to put
fuck?
on his tightest jeans, or you have to wake up next to me. No one knows about it. Me spooning you.
Oh,
But
fuck.
but
Like
no
once a
but
month,
no
right?
once a month. But no one will ever know.
Oh, I'd hold CM's hand. I'd have to.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. I'd have to. Fuck that. I
I'm
wouldn't give a
fucking
fuck what
hurt.
anyone else thinks. Spooning's a little too intimate there. We'd be getting a little too intimate.
For
I
warmth.
don't know if I could help the little kisses on the ear and that, like while I was asleep.
There, see, I'm gonna wake
That's
up to
probably a
some
good choice. But
whispers.
yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, sweet. So yeah, I mean, guys, we're back now on our schedule. Podcast should be coming out every other week after the races. We'll get guests back on. But hey, Hunter, man, we're excited to have you here, man. You're already showing like you're an amazing, not a draft pick, but you know what I mean. Glad to have you here. Seeing again everything you do. Deeds, thanks for watching the game while we do this.
Sorry.
You
Uh,
guys got anything else?
just a
Nah,
reminder,
man.
this is not only will be posted on to YouTube, but it'll also be on Spotify. I will continue to post those. We might be posting this on our new YouTube channel.
I think we will be. Yeah, I think we'll start building our own following over there and that. But I'm
There
good
we
if
go.
you're good. Hunter, anything else?
No, I'm good. Excited. Excited for what next season brings for sure.
Sweet. Sam, you got anything else?
Where did Larry come from?
All right, I can tell you the story if you want. So I have a middle name that I refuse. What? What are you pointing at,
No, I
Deeds?
was saying he came from England by way of Australia, by way of Florida.
Oh,
I
you
think I
mean
got
my
that
nick?
backwards.
You mean my nickname, or where I actually came from? Because when a man loves a woman very much, and like my parents did for a while. Do you mean my nickname, Larry? Sam? You mean my nickname?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I have a middle name that is Lasslet, Lasslet, and yes, it sounds like one of the knights of the Gay Round Table. And I don't know why my parents gave me that nickname, but for years I wouldn't tell anyone. And it was like only in my 20s, because I was embarrassed about it. Only in my 20s was I like, I would tell people that I had this middle name, but I would never tell them. And I used to play ice hockey in Australia and
Oh,
inline
yeah.
hockey and that. And, they were like my closest friends and all that. And one day was sitting around and someone said, "Oh, Larry has this, like Gareth has this middle name that no one's ever, figured out. What is it?" And like someone goes, "Oh, I'll figure it out." And I said, "Mate, I'll give you a million guesses and $1 million if you get it. You'll never guess in this name." And he goes, "All right, give me some clues." I said, "All right, it's very uncommon. It starts with L and there's six, 7 letters in it, whatever it is, right?" And he goes, "Huh, 7 letters, L, very uncommon. Larry." And I was like, "That's your fucking guess?" And I said, "It's not even fucking close." And then everyone was like, "All right, Larry." And then it's just been that way ever since. So
Unless you're disappointed in him, then he is liberal.
it was fucking hilarious. So it's been like that. I mean, shit, that's been my nickname for 25 years now. So it's,
That's awesome.
I just love how dumb, like in Australia, nicknames are just so, like, you don't get to pick your nickname. Like in America, you'll be like, "Hey, Hunter, uh, fathead," and you'll be like, I don't really want to be called that." And like in Australia, it's like too fucking bad. I knew a guy whose nickname was MF, and it was short for motherfucker, and his own parents called him that. Like it's not even a, it's just not even a consideration. Like you don't have a choice in your nicknames. But I think I got out pretty well with Larry though, considering what it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's a point.
what is Siam for you?
Well, I'm from Louisiana. All right?
Yep.
And the Cajun people
Yep.
tend to slur English and French together.
Yep.
And when counting, a lot of Cajun people say, instead of 7, they say "seon."
Yep.
Not a Cajun thing.
And it's your favorite number, 7?
It's my favorite number.
Yeah.
And it also, "seon" is also a French word for pissed, which is why my PSN icon is an angry face.
And it does not. That's
So your favorite number is 7?
Yes.
That's why is it your favorite number?
It always
Just
has
random?
been. Yeah. And
Why don't you erase it?
my first name is Sam. So I just adopted it as my nickname, and everyone like went along with it.
They call you that in the military?
No.
No, no, shit. No,
Pardon?
just online. What about
No,
you,
they
Deeds?
call-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Sam.
No. Usually in the military, we have our last names. So they usually come up with like a moniker to include your last name.
Yep.
And I'm Rowdy Reed.
Oh, nice. Well, before you answer, Deeds, my favorite number is also 7, but for a very different reason. I used to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I had this awesome, funny guy. His name was Matt. He passed from cancer, rest his soul. Champion dude. And we had this other guy called Simon who was very, very simple. And you two would be talking, you and Hunter, and, would be chatting away. and you'd be talking in the middle of a conversation, and he'd come over. If he had a question, he'd use his hand, like imagining, like if he was talking to you about a choke or a lapel choke or something, he'd walk over with his hand, like just walk up to you guys, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing you Saturday," and he'd be like, "Matt, with the lapel choke," and he'd just start like grabbing him and like always interrupt. And one day I was standing there with my buddy Matt, and he just walks up out of nowhere. Lovely guy, Simon, but very simple. And he walks up to Matt and goes, "Matt, how strong are you?" And Matt goes, 7. And then just walked off on him. And I just, ever since then, I've just been like, that shit is fucking hilarious. And I'm going to honor him. Like that's why it's 77, because 7 was taken in the other leagues. But yeah, it's fucking best number. What about you, Deeds? What's your nickname thingy?
Umbreon is my favorite Pokemon. And Timid is my initials minus the eyes.
Tyler. Oh, okay, gotcha. What's your middle name?
It's Mary. It's not, but it is common. I'll let you guess that one.
Tyler Michael.
Nope.
Max?
Nope.
You look like a Max with that mustache.
Well, thank you, but no.
What about yours?
I stopped in a grocery store about this mustache is a lot more than you'd imagine.
So Hunter, well, I actually think it's more of a Guess Who type mustache. You know that game where you put the faces down? Does he have a mustache? Put it down. Now, yours is Bobcat goalie, so I'm assuming that is got nothing to do with hockey or a team named the Bobcats.
No way it could. What?
Bobcat
Yeah. Yeah.
So you play for a team called the Bobcats?
I used to, yeah. Sadly I quit hockey now, but yeah.
No, that sucks. Oh, that's tough, man. Is that because the baby's on the way, or you just got lazy like we all do?
No, yeah, I just got lazy, and then COVID happened, and I lost my college scholarship. So I said I'm not paying, and so I dipped out.
Oh, there you go. Good for you.
Who's your team?
What's up?
Who's your team?
I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan overall, but Maple Leafs, I played with Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes, both at separate points. I see you with the Carolina.
You got the Canes?
Yeah. I started liking the team to piss off my sister because she was cheering for Edmonton in the Stanley Cup, and I was like, gross.
Oh, an Oilers fan. Fucking nasty. Jeez.
No, she's a fan of whoever her man is a fan of. She's like,
oh, okay. Yeah.
Steve. That's sweet. All right, fellas. Well, if no one else has got nothing else, let's wrap this bad boy up. That was a good intro. Welcome, Hunter, and welcome to all the new drivers. And, next round we'll have some people back on and get to know some more people. Nice fan. I like that. I'm a fan of that fan, Hunter.
It's his biggest fan.
Yeah, it is. Actually, while we got you, what equipment are you on? Show us what equipment you're on.
Oh, yeah.
Last thing.
Oh, I'm just on a Thrustmaster fucking TX. I forget what it's called. And then I got the F1 open wheel. And then I got my TV.
We'll convert them someday.
We will.
Yeah, maybe.
I got to get people to spend 10 grand this year, and I'm up to like 4,500. So we got to get those numbers up.
I don't know. Thrustmaster keeps promising a direct drive for Xbox. I just keep holding out for it. I don't know. I feel like a dumbass at this point. It's been like a year and a half.
I'd say buy Fanatec with all the tariff savings after what Dr. Dicknose did today, like reducing them to 10%. But damn well Fanatec never put their prices up because of no damn tariffs. Those criminals.
Yeah.
Those malakas. But sweet. All right, boys, let's wrap this up here. Catch you later, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.